What's going on, everybody? So today we're having our season 4 episode 2. So welcome. This is gonna be a little preview of how this episode went. It was a wild one, so make sure you stay tuned and watch the whole thing. Yeah. So basically, I just wanted to implement a new thing at the start of these videos where we just kind of put a little bit of a preview, so you can see. It's kind of a little spoiler, and I might not do it for the big playoff game, so that the score and outcome is entirely a surprise. But I just wanted to take some of the special plays that I've seen from this particular episode and put them at the start. So let me know if that's something that we should do in the future. But nonetheless, let's get to the video. Alright, what's going on, everybody? So today we got our second episode of season 4. So early on we got UNLV versus Pasadena here. We're going to see an inside zone from Keegler, our backup running back, and Keegler takes it up with a nice 15-yard gain, getting us down to the 41 here. We got a nice pass to Bush, and as you can see, well, Bush takes off to the end zone. See you later. But as you can see, the quarterback up there is York. So Pasadena, me as the head coach, I decided that we got to change up our quarterback. We weren't too convinced about Hart's performance. So not saying that Hart didn't do good, but just saying that we got to weigh out our options, because we still are earlier in the season and we had to see what can we really do to get us back to the natty there. We want to go back to back, and if we're going to go back to back, we're going to need a quarterback that can sling the ball. And so far, York has done exactly that. He's been a playmaker, as right there he makes a nice pitch and he makes a block. Charles goes in for 21. And I don't know, I think that I have a really bad bias against negative bias against left-handed quarterbacks, but this left-handed quarterback, as I was just about to say, he was doing good. He misses that throw on 4th down, but so far he's been doing really good. We're on 3rd down here, so we're on 4th down. We get the 4th down and we keep continuing the drive here, and we get that touchdown, so 27. But like I'm saying though, I don't see anything too bad about York, except for some of these missed passes that are early on in the game. But again, we can't really hold it to say that he's going to start, because Hart did just that. He did 500 yards and 8 touchdowns or whatever it was against our last game against Missouri. It was a questionable pass there from York. I think we subbed him out after that interception. We didn't want to see that. And Hart immediately throws a bomb, but the receiver drops it. They end up scoring. So it's 28-14. Usually, we thought UNLV was going to be a blowout game, but it's pretty close there. I think it's just because we're not really locked in on who we're going to have at quarterback. But York, even though he did good for the first half, the second half he kind of dwindled down, and Matt Penny kind of ends the game there. But so York shows some positivity there, shows some signs at being a great quarterback, but I don't think he's going to be better than Hart, but we'll see. Great game, 13 catches, 232 for Joey Bush and 3 touchdowns. He could definitely make a push for Heisman. We don't really know who's going to win Heisman this season, since Jamil just won it the previous year. As we get a nice touchdown out of, I don't know who that was, 32 on Florida State here, getting the score up to 7-7. So we got Hook here. As I was saying earlier, in the last season, Hook has had a very, very impressive season so far. Or not last season, but last game. Sorry, he's had an impressive season so far. I mean, the performance against Pasadena was absolutely insane there. I don't know what was happening. He just kind of went off the rails, just throwing nice passes. I don't think most of it was his fault. I think overall, as a collective, they had to take that blame there. But Hook, he's been pretty good there, and I hope that he can really develop. Nice pancake block, oh my. They end up getting the touchdown with the beautiful halfback screen call there near the goal line. But I think Hook's going to be a very good quarterback. I don't know if he's going to be a game changer, but for sure better than Anderson. I mean, anyone is better than Anderson. Your freaking grandma off the couch can be better than Anderson. I don't know what he was doing. And, I really tried to see Anderson's progression, but it just didn't really work out there at Florida State. And I'm pretty sure he transferred, or he's still on the bench. I don't know Florida State's situation. But as you can see here, Hook's just playing a very sound game here. I know it's Boston College, is the most impressive competitors or competition, but still, I mean, pretty solid quarterback play from him so far. 21-7. They're trying to get up a drive and a great run. Even though he got manhandled there, I think he still showed some heart running that ball. And a huge play to 81. 81 tries to break one tackle, but ends up getting tripped off the ankle shoelace tackle there. Nice pass to Dog there after the little drag play. Nice run from Jones. Jones gets all the way down to the 4-yard line. They end up getting another handoff inside zone, getting the score 42-7 there. So a great offensive scheme. Nice drives from offense there. Not a lot of stalled drives, so that's what we like to see out of Florida State, kind of progressing and building year from year. And Boston College held to 7, so defense is playing really good as well. It's not like it's going to be all offense. I mean, defense holding them to 7 in the fourth quarter, very impressive. No matter the competition there, it is still at the collegiate level. And Jones gets his 3rd touchdown of the game. That's beautiful there. 49-10. They end up getting a field goal, but it really doesn't matter. Fourth quarter, time dwindling down, and Hook's just trying to launch these passes in a beautiful dot. That's what I'm saying. You know, Anderson wasn't going to be throwing passes like that. I mean, what a great catch to get a nice contested one, but that's a great ball. You can't put that ball any more perfectly. And to get the last score of the game here, they kind of do a little hurry up drill here. 30 seconds left, time expiring. They're trying to find somebody in the middle. Dog gets the touchdown, ending the game 63-10. Very impressive. 421, 77 completion rating in 5. So very efficient from the junior here, and I think he's going to be a promising transfer for this Florida State offense here. I mean, as you can see, he didn't really have that many mishaps or problems throwing the ball, and great protection as well always helps. But I think that's going to be a big step forward for Florida State's offense, like I've been saying in the previous game as well. And that is something that you can't teach right there. Alihodo over here throwing dimes while getting drilled on 4th down and just throwing an absolute dot of a pass. And they're going to try to do it again to Tuttle, and Tuttle's been doing this all season. He's just been a freak of nature. He's kind of looking like that guy Bush out of Pasadena, just head topping people and leaving them just absolutely lost with what they're doing on the field there. I mean, it doesn't even look like the Florida State corner should even be on the same field as Tuttle, man. Alihodo kind of tries to do the same thing, give him a 50-50 chance ball, but he gets hit, and the ball goes straight to a linebacker, so the linebacker gets an easy interception. Early 14-7, they're down, and their quarterback goes up and hits Phelps. So great passes from this left-handed quarterback. I think he's probably the best left-handed quarterback in the nation right now. And you already know me, I don't really like the left-handed quarterbacks, and as I say that, he throws an interception on the goal line. I think he got a little too excited from driving down the field there, and it ended up being 21-7 off that pick 6. So a lot of work to do from this San Jose Tech offense here, but he can do it. They can do it. They've shown they're very efficient, even though there's a lot of sacks going on here. I think the protection hasn't really been great this game. I think Florida State has a very sound defensive coordinator, and they're giving different looks to this quarterback, and I think the O-line really has a hard time going against these D ends and D tackles here. I mean, every time you see the pass, he's just letting that go within 2 or 3 seconds there, except for this one. He had a little bit more time hitting Phelps in the 2nd down, and time expiring. This is huge to get within one score game here, and he scrambles and they don't get it. So they don't end up getting a score at the end of the half, but they get it to start off the second half. So we're going to see what he can do here. Tuttle gets a nice pass and he breaks a tackle, getting him down to midfield. And Alihodo gets a nice pass to Tuttle, getting him down to the 25. But the drive ends up stalling, so they don't get it. They end up getting a stop on defense. But look what I'm saying, man. The pressure is just disgusting. I think they end up continuing this drive after those 2 sacks on 4th down and getting it down to the, as you can see, the 20 and then the 10. And they end up running on the goal line. Ajayi trying to dive, but he doesn't get it. So Tuttle gets a nice little wide receiver run here, or a little swing pass. Not a swing pass. What is that? A motion. But They try to get another deep ball, but they can't get it. And with 40 seconds left, time expiring against Florida State, Alijero is just very, very desperate to try to get anything going here. 20 seconds go by, trying to get something. Still finds a Jahi wide open, but I think it's just too little, too late from this offense. I think me singing his praises was a little bit too much, because he's throwing 4 interceptions in that game, and not really what you want to see out of a quarterback. But I think he can definitely bounce back. He's shown the talent's there for sure, and the play calling from the OC is always there. So I think not something to worry about from San Jose Tech. And talking about play calling, we have the infamous RPO from South Dakota's offense here, and this is going to be a nice pass to Hag, getting it all the way down, making it 21-0 against USF. And this is going to be Josh Flowers' last season. So I'm really excited to see if he gets in the Heisman talks or he gets the Natty in his last season, because him not winning that Natty was crucial. Was a very him winning a Natty was crucial for his collegiate career, just trying to get some big awards and trophies in the bedroom there, but he couldn't end up getting it done against Pasadena. So we're really trying to see, can he get it done? Can he go all the way to the Natty and win, or even a Heisman? Some big award before going to the NFL would be huge. I think he's for sure at least a first-round talent. I mean, look at these type of passes he's throwing, right in front of the linebackers, just zipping these passes in. And the OC from South Dakota has been very, very poised, and at sometimes he can be a little bit more reckless, but for sure in this game against USF, he's been nothing but efficient, and that 42-0 score for sure shows it. And the defense for sure as well. I mean, 0 points against USF in the third quarter, not something that's easy to do. I think that D-line, like I was saying earlier in this season, or episode 1, sorry, Josh Flowers just fumbled, getting him down to 10, but only a field goal, nothing too important to worry about. But yeah, the defensive line for sure can give USF problems. I mean, that 3 points, holding them to 3 is for sure a big part of that D-line. Harrell getting a nice pass to the sideline, getting down to the 46. Flowers poised in the pocket, trying to throw, and he gets a wide open, not even wide open, but great ball to Malachi Clark there, or Kai Stark. I didn't see who it was. I just saw the arc at the end. I'm pretty sure that was Malachi Clark though. Huge pass to Harrell, getting him down, and 70-3. I mean, it was just an easy game for USF, against USF. Sorry, not for USF. USF got blown out against USF there. It's going to be an easy little game for Josh Flowers, so nothing too crazy to talk about. But we know about Josh Flowers. We've seen his talent before. Now we're going to see a nice counter to Jones. Jones getting it down to the 10, getting a little bit of a late hit, and Jones off of a screen play gets into the end zone. And we like to see Jones, he likes to bounce forward after every contact. He doesn't really like to go backwards, and that's something you want to see out of a running back. And Florida State's no stranger to having great running backs. They usually have some of the best talent every year at running back position. That's why everyone wants to transfer or get committed to Florida State. They know how to really develop a running back there. And Hook tried to get a little hole shot within cover 3. Would have been a nice pass, but it's a hard thing to ask for within this chaotic pocket here. And Murray Jr. gets the pass, getting him down to the, I believe, 36. Hook trying to roll right, and he's going to go all the way down to the, 12-yard line. Great run from him. They end up scoring 28-7. Hook trying to find something here on a screen play on 4th down, and a huge play out of Hook, trying to keep the ball in play, keep the game alive there, or drive alive, sorry. And a terrible PI. I don't know what number 8 is doing there. I mean, the ball was clearly overthrown. Not a very disciplined quarterback from corner from Louisville, and a great break to have if you're Hook there. I mean, that's a very terrible pass to throw, but I guess ball doesn't lie, because they immediately throw an interception, and the corner breaks the tackle and goes all the way down to the end zone. Oh my, I thought that O-line was going to get him. All the way down to the end zone, making it 28-14. But Hook, very determined after that last drive, rolls left, throws left, and a great pass, ending up 35-21 here. and they get another pass to Hag, or yeah, it's Hag, right? I don't know who that is. I think it's Hag. Ends up getting it 42-21. Traquan Jones, the senior, great game, 13 for 68, 4 touchdowns. Not too much on the yards perspective, but every time he's in the red zone, he has a nose for the touchdown. And that's something that you want out of a goal line type of back. Even though he's not that big, he tends to break a lot of tackles for how small he is. So we're just gonna name him a goal line back. And to start this game out against FCS Midwest, they end up getting 7-7 after Gaskin takes the top off this defense here. Baskerville, the quarterback. So I think Alihudo kind of gets benched here. I don't know if it's the greatest decision. I'm not the one coaching there at San Jose Tech, but maybe they see him in practice doing something. You know, we know Baskerville has had an arm. And as I say that, I don't know. I think I just need to stop talking when I talk about their ability. But the next play, Phelps gets a nice pass from Baskerville, and he splits this defense. I mean, this is FCS Midwest, not a big name school. I think this is something on their Gaskin takes the top off again. I think this is just a little bit of a hump play, where a hump game where you're just trying to get over the hump, trying to get some rhythm, maybe try some new plays here. A nice pass to Tuttle off the back left shoulder, and I think Alihudo's back in. So I think they're just trying to give both quarterbacks an opportunity here against an easy team, so that they're gonna have some rhythm no matter what quarterback they choose to continue within the season. And we're just gonna see a highlight reel, you know, not too much to commentate about. It's just gonna be them going against a terrible defense, and great plays by Gaskin and Tuttle and company there. But we're gonna see this game kind of dwindle down, and a great play from number 3 and their quarterback linking up there. But I think this is gonna be, you know, obviously just too little too late, I believe. Yeah, they get the stop there. And on the last play of the game, Alihudo kind of throws it up to Tuttle, and Tuttle again takes the top off. It gets down to the 15 there, but you know, game's over, 66-7. Just a great momentum builder there for the offense of San Jose Tech, and a great interception by Hunter. Great coverage there, getting the stop against Washington. And Washington is going to be no scrub, because they immediately have Flowers on 4th down, but Flowers throws it up to Malik Clark, and he takes the top off the defense, making it 7-0. And that's where Malik Clark is definitely the most dangerous, is on 4th down, because, oh my God, running back 21 taking it all the way down to the midfield. But after that great run from Washington, they're going to get stuff there, get them on 3rd and 1, and on 4th and 1 as well. Huge plays there, making him kick a field goal, which I don't know if he's going to make. And he does. What a kick. I think that's like a 55-yarder. Great kick from that kicker. But like I was saying, Hags breaking tackles, getting him down to the 35. But like I was saying, Malik Clark on 4th down is probably one of the most dangerous people in the nation currently. You know, you think 4th down, you're thinking about, what a disaster of a play. I don't know what they're doing out there. I think they're trying to be a little bit too fancy there, but Malik Clark gets him in the end zone, getting it 21-3. Like I was saying, Malik Clark for sure is a very big. Oh my, I can't even speak. I can't even let it happen before something big happens. A great play by 15, takes it all the way for a pick 6, giving Washington a great chance to come back. But they end up taking this ball all the way down to the goal line here with time expiring, getting it to 35. And I think this is going to be a nice, easy game for them. Kai Stark gets a nice run all the way down the sideline, getting down to the 7-yard line. And they like what they saw in the defense, so they run it again, making it 63-10. I think this is an easy game here. We can kind of skip through this. It's pretty. It was close in the beginning, but Washington kind of stalled out on offense. So a great offensive performance and defensive performance for South Dakota there. 6 catches, 257, 4 touchdowns. For sure, something for Malachi Clark to pat his own back for. And like I was saying about Malachi Clark before, everybody kept freaking making big plays. He's for sure a problem on 4th down. You never can get comfortable here as we go through some of these highlights of this game. You can never really get comfortable on 4th down. You think they're going to run it with Kai Stark, but then Malik Clark kind of just takes the top off, and that's something that you have to definitely be aware of. Here's the replay of that play. I mean, yeah, you got to be aware of that every time on fourth down. It can never be comfortable. And this is what really started the game out. Great. You pretty much ran the route for him. I mean, yeah, he looked back for the ball, but he pretty much ran the route for him. I think that was just beautiful coverage there and a great momentum killer from the defense to make the statement against Washington. But now we got Georgia Tech against Florida State here, and Georgia Tech's ready. Georgia Tech has been watching film on Florida State here, but we're gonna see, is it enough? Traquan Jones getting the screen, or I think that was just a little flat play there. I don't know if that was an actual design screen. A dot from Huck, getting it down to the 46-yard line, and another pass to Doug, getting him down to the midfield, and Huck throws tries to throw what would have been a touchdown on third down, but they can't get it, and on fourth, the receiver drops it. The Georgia Tech offense for sure scores. I think Florida State's defense is not the greatest. I think it's mostly about this offense here, but we never know. I mean, some teams just play better at some points in the season, so we're never going to know until the end. Traquan Jones, they run it on 4th and 1, and it looks like it was a great decision because the O-line manhandles that D-line, making the drive stay alive there. And Hook, I think he just misread that linebacker there, and a very poised, patient linebacker to get that interception, making it 14-0. But Dog gets that top off the defense against number 4, making it 14-7. And he does a little dance there because he knows that was a great momentum builder there. But they end up scoring again, so 21-7. But a huge pass to Dog again, and he just breaks tackles going all the way down to the goal line. They end up getting the stop, so this has a chance to tie this game up in the 4th quarter and give them the first lead of the entire game. So we're gonna, or first, at least tie at least. I'm getting too ahead of myself. I was talking about lead here, but they haven't even got to the tie yet. 4th and 3 here, 150 left. Can Huck make a classic moment here? Huck makes a nice pass to a Woozy, but he ends up dropping it there, so that's kind of disheartening. 10 seconds left against Georgia Tech. Can Huck do the impossible here with no timeouts too? So they get in bounds. It's over. They throw it up to Dog, and Dog can't get it. 4 seconds left. Can they do it? Let's see. Huck trying to make adjustments here, but that Georgia Tech stadium is very, very loud. And Huck trying to make one last play on the run, and he throws an interception. So that's going to be their loss against Georgia Tech there. And now we got the Sooners against, I believe, the Pasadena Honey Badgers. Let's just see it. Yep. Pasadena Honey Badgers versus Oklahoma here to start this game out. Everyone looks very excited there. So we're going to see what team can prevail. 15 against the number 1 seed. And a great play by Pasadena corner, Keon Washington. I think Keon Washington's for sure going to be an NFL prospect because he has a great nose for the football and kind of can get away from those wide receiver blocks, which is crucial when you're at the corner position, because you know some NFL, you want a big corner that can get away from those blocks there. So the D-line gets them a perfect chance on 4th down. I don't know if you saw earlier, to get that QB scrambling. So kind of gives the ball back, and York starts this game out again, and he hits Austin Clay there. So it's also Austin Clay's last season. So hopefully we can get him to the league. We don't know. And tries to get Keegler. Try to get Keegler going, but then I don't think we liked York. I don't know what I was thinking here as the game plan, but a nice play to 13, and 13 breaks the tackle and goes all the way down to the goal line and scores. And if you know anything about Oklahoma, we know 13 from last season, breaking many tackles and making great plays. So we already know about 13. We did our homework. Peter Kim makes a nice catch after an underthrown ball from Stephen Hart, and Stephen Hart tries to throw something, but low-key PI. They get away with it, and it's 14-0, or I mean not 14-0, 7-0, sorry. Frank Chick gets a nice TFL there, 3rd and 10. Damon looking for something, doesn't get anything. He finds a receiver, and the running back, sorry, and the running back breaks the tackle and gets down to the 4th and 1. But we end up stopping him on 4th and 1, so it didn't matter. And our 3rd string Petaway kind of gets a nice little reception there, and then Bush for the following reception, getting him down to the 15. And this is our first chance to get a score on the board here, and Charles turns the burners on, and no one's catching him. And I think we went for 2 here, but we didn't get it. Don Turbin meeting the running back in the hole, gets the broken tackle, but nonetheless stops him in the tracks, getting him to 3rd and 4. And DeMar tries to step up, but couldn't get anything going. Like I was saying earlier, oh my God, I can't say anything without things happening. Interception by the linebacker, underthrown ball. I don't know if he was getting hit or not, but very, very crucial interception, and a great screen call. I believe we were blitzing on that play, and Keon Washington, another great tackle from him, and a nice play by our D lineman as well. And they get down to the goal line. DeMond looking for something here, calls a handoff, and they end up getting the score, 14-13 after our score. So then we're gonna go right back onto defense after we scored. We gotta really get a chance to, and we get the stop, getting the field goal before half. And to start off the second half, we get a touchdown, making it 20-17, getting our first lead of the entire game. It was honestly a little bit more difficult than I thought to score there. And now we're just trying to hold this team, but we end up not holding this team because a great wide receiver blocks leads to a 24-20 score. But we try to get our own run game here. 10 rushes for 102 yards for Jamil, and a dime from Stephen Hart. I mean, honestly, a questionable pass, but it doesn't really matter. Jamil gets a nice play down to the 30-yard line, and then we get down to the 20 on 4th down. And Stephen Hart, another clutch play on 4th down, hitting Bush, keeping the drive alive, and honestly the game as well. Jamil getting the score, making this 27-24. We end up getting the stop on defense. So this is pretty much to put the game away, and a beautiful dime to Bush, pretty much sealing the fate of Oklahoma if they can score. But Oklahoma gives us a run for our money on 4th and 4, and a huge pass to Peterkin. What a psychopath throwing that ball, making this 34-24. So a lot closer than we wanted it to be, but nonetheless 143 for touchdowns for Jamil. Great performance by our offense for sure, and our defense too. It was just a great game overall. And Green starts this game out against the Navy. Nice 20-yard run for sure. Something you want to see against Navy, because Navy's a ground and pound team. They like to stop the run and have a run, and that's a great statement to put on a physical team there. And Ajayi getting all the way down to the 4. So I think Ajayi's as we knew, Ajayi already knew that he was a great talent. But I mean, hey, Navy's not the greatest team, but still, to do those back-to-back runs and getting him down to the goal line, great nonetheless. No matter what the team is, great pass to Gaskin there. And Baskerville, as you can see, is the quarterback in a dime in the end zone, making it 14-0 there. And a wide open Phillips, nice pass, keeping him in stride, getting it 21-0. Gets the stop again. Green on 3rd and inches doesn't get it, but on 4th and 1 they do, and they end up scoring again after Gaskin takes the top off of the defense, and he does his own salute, trying to be a little bit disrespectful. But I think San Jose Tech subs in their Elijado quarterback, left-handed quarterback, but we don't really know what the thought process is. I think they're just trying to keep both quarterbacks hot in the season, no matter what, because they can't really decide who's going to be the one taking the offense over. But nonetheless, I mean, you could call it a questionable strategy. It's not something that Pasadena would do, but nonetheless, they get a nice score, finishing the game against Navy, and they're getting their 5th win of the season. And this is going to be the last game of the video here, so stay tuned for episode 3. And we've seen a lot of development here from these quarterbacks, but the big thing that we have to take note from this episode for sure is, can Florida State, can Pasadena, and can San Jose Tech get their quarterbacks fixed? Because even though South Dakota is an older team, they have a quarterback already set up. So can these 3 teams figure out their quarterback situation, and who will prevail in the coming season?